Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in, everyone. Welcome in for spilling the tea. And I have a new. This is episode 25. I think. Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, I think you think
Yes,
Sandy said
Yes,
25.
25. Yes, yes. So, uh, but yes, I have a. Yeah, I'm joined with another new guest. If you would kindly introduce yourselves, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello. My name is Callie Kodiak. I am the steam train engineer of Kodiak Railway's premier cross and interdimensional passenger service, the Polar Star Zephyr. And I'm really grateful for Virgil for having me on for this to come say hi and hang out and spill tea. Hopefully not on myself. Um, and yeah, just looking forward to a good time.
Yes. It's a pleasure to have you on. Um, okay. So, uh, how this works is I have a set list of questions that we'll be going through.
Mhm.
Um, but if anyone in chat has any, feel free to ask those. Uh, when did they're more than welcome to ask, and we should be able to get as long as no one asks a question, like right as we're about to raid out or something, we should be able to get to it. So,
Mhm.
uh, all right. Now, on these questions, I do have like some what is your favorite type of, XYZ. Um,
Mhm.
so I give folks the option of if you can't think of like a top, your number one top whatever thing, um, you can feel free to, say a top two or three if you can't
Okay,
just
fair
limit it
enough.
to one. So
Mhm.
I give folks that option. Um, so for starters, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is cobalt blue. I know it comes as a shock,
Hmm.
but
Okay, and now what is your favorite drink?
ooh, normally my favorite drink is cherry limeade, but I've had like a really bad blue raspberry lemonade hankering lately.
Mm. So like cherry limeade from Sonic, especially or something.
Oh my god, I will destroy one of those. Like I will absolutely have a double of that literally any day.
You give me the largest size you have. What is that? The Route 66 or whatever.
Right? Does does this come in an oil drum?
Uh, okay. Now, what is your preferred tea?
Ooh, probably like I like a good black tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, though I do like um, green or Earl Grey,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the situation. You know,
Like if you're drinking a black tea, like how do you take it? Like preferred hot
um,
or cold, or do you have anything in it?
cold generally. Yeah,
Okay. Sweet or unsweet?
sweet for sure.
Okay. Um, so I guess there's be a follow up. What is your preferred place to get your sweet tea from then?
Ooh. I mean, generally, I will brew it myself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have a absolutely ancient um, iced tea maker that I've been using, and my family's been using forever. So usually I'll do it myself. But if I'm out and about,
Mm-hmm.
the sweet tea at Cane's is usually pretty good. Um,
Oh, at Cane's?
yeah.
Oh yeah, Cane's is great. they do have some nice sweet tea.
Hmm.
It's yeah, it's a very good amount of sweetness. Not, I guess it's a little bit on the sweet side, but it's not. It's still not too.
Right. Hmm.
It's not. It's not the I can taste diabetes level of sweet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, fun fact about me, I actually drink sweet tea to wake up in the morning.
Mm.
Because coffee doesn't super work on me.
Hmm. Okay, I'm trying to think. There's a place recently that I ended up getting like a sweet tea at for, and it was just like the sweetness was like crazy. Like I couldn't do it.
Oh, like way, way overdid it.
Yeah, to where it was just like kind of like syrupy,
Hmm.
just like the I need to lick some dirt now to get the
Yeah, like I'm gonna go like I need like some like In and Out fries with like two salt packets in it and
yeah.
just like dunk my tongue in it. Yeah. Hmm.
I feel like
It
it.
drives me nuts,
Yeah.
kind of like because I've got a pretty decent sweet tooth to begin with.
Mm,
But there will definitely be times that something's like, oh, okay, this is too much, man. This is too much. Come on now.
yeah. Uh, I kind of want to say Wendy's, but I don't think it's that.
I'm trying to think of what other places have like really good ones.
As far as like the place that was like it was like way too
Oh,
whatever. I can't.
that would make sense. Honestly, that would make sense.
Yeah, I can't think. Surprisingly, McDonald's is like, if I'm remembering right, theirs is like okay on like sweetness level.
Yeah, it's pretty tame. It's
Surprisingly,
pretty tame.
it's kind of like it's in honestly in a pretty good middle
Yeah,
of the
I would
road
agree. I
level.
would agree.
Like, and then okay, the next question is it this, good since you mentioned sweet tooth. So, what is your favorite dessert?
Ooh. Okay. So I think that would have to be either like strawberry mochi ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm out somewhere and I'm feeling a little fancy, um, then I will absolutely demolish a creme brulee. I love creme brulee so much.
Mm.
It's so good. Um, but yeah, those are kind of my two like main go-tos.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then the next question is, what is your favorite sauce?
Sauce. Ooh. So like if I'm if I'm having like some kind of fish, I love to, if I am able to do a bear blanc, but it's pain to make if you're trying to do it like
Mm-hmm.
manually and you don't have one of those like automatic stirring things, which I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's so good that I'll be like I'll be eating afterwards. I'll be like, okay, my arm is a wet noodle, but it was worth it.
Always get well. You're making sure not to skip arm day when you're doing.
Oh no, no, no arm day miss there at all.
Uh,
Also like what was the oh god, there was one I really liked and I'm blanking on it. Yeah, no, it's gone. It's gone.
Uh, okay. The next question is, what is your favorite type of pizza?
Okay. If we're talking like place that makes it, Domino's. I actually really like
Hmm.
Domino's.
Yeah,
Um,
Domino's is a good. It's honestly very solid.
oh yeah, I will like if I get to the point where I order like Domino's for anything, I will have enough food for a good 4 or 5 days because I'll be like, well, I got to get the cheesy bread. Well, okay, I got to get wings with
Mhm.
it too, and it's like it just comes in a buffet line. Um, but favorite kind of pizza, I think. There's one I had recently that I actually liked a bunch. I did. I think it was. I think it was it stuffed crust. I don't remember. I don't think it was. Um, but it was like it was cheese, um, spinach, Canadian bacon, chicken, and feta,
Mhm.
and it was it was so good. I my soul left my body. It was so good.
Wait, did you say this was at Domino's or was it at
Yeah, it
just
was
a?
a yeah, it was at Domino's. I got a customized thing, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like trying this. I feel like doing a little mad science today.
Oh, okay, and what all was on it? Did you say again?
Okay,
Sorry.
so it was like just it was like the regular like sauce, cheese, all that,
Hmm.
but it was chicken, Canadian bacon, um, feta, and spinach.
Oh, it is an interesting combo.
It was surprisingly good. It all came in like really like it was nice and creamy, and it had like a good flavor mix. And also the spinach on it was actually pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine that flavor combo. Uh, and I'm failing at it miserably.
It's all good.
Uh, okay. Uh, next is what is your favorite book? And 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 I will
Mhm.
allow, um, uh, I will allow various like graphic novels or
Okay.
mangas or light novels as answers.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I might have to categorize this out if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine.
So my favorite book as a kid was Redwall. I loved that series
Oh
to the
yeah.
moon and back. So good. Um, so that one was probably my favorite one as a kid. My favorite book as an adult was probably this is me getting into kind of like my side nerdy thing.
Hmm.
Um, but it was like an autobiography called The Game, written by a really famous hockey goaltender named Ken Dryden.
Mm.
And it was just kind of documenting his experience playing professionally.
Hmm.
And it was a really cool book to read as somebody who was a hockey goalie for 15 years. Um, being able to read this stuff from a guy who played the game in like the 1960s, 1970s goes, yep, I know that.
Mm.
I know that experience. Um, so I do. That one's a really big one for me. Favorite comics, probably World War Hulk. I think that's my favorite one. It's just such a good time, and I will never ever forgive the MCU for taking the possibility of that being a movie away from me. um, but yeah, it's. I think that about covers the gamut.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh, I did like Zoo. The book Zoo by James Patterson was a favorite as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, and it said you were a hockey player for 15 years. Was that?
I was.
Yeah. So what was like on what like if you don't mind going into that over a
Mhm.
little bit. So like when did you like did you start like in high school, or what was just kind of like how, without prying in too much, would you
Mhm.
a little bit into that, like when you started, and then you know.
So yeah, no, I'm a pretty open book with it. So I started playing my freshman year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I played pretty much all the way through high school. Played all the way up to and through college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I played for quite a few years afterwards. And I only stopped playing about, I think, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think about 2 years ago. At which point it was kind of it was a situation where an old injury like finally caught up with me.
Right.
Um, and I hit a point where like I realized I could not, you know, I could not trust my body to do what it needed to do
Mm.
instinctively. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I need to step away because if I try and push this, I know I'm going to get myself hurt again.
Right.
And that was just not something I could risk. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I hung up the skates about 2 years ago. It was just time. It was just time.
Mm. Nowadays, it would just be it would just be like roller hockey with the boys, maybe whatever one.
Oh god, like, well, my issue was I suffered like a really bad hip injury.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't my when I would try to drop to my knees to go into what's called butterfly position,
Right.
where like you drop to your knees and the big leg pads kind of flare out to the side.
Mm.
I was able to do that just instinctively. Just as soon as I saw like the puck coming at me from a particular angle, I would know, okay, drop.
Right.
And then when I would try to do that, my body would just not. There would be that second or two of hesitation. Like that, am I going to get like that kind of that immediate reflex of am I going to get hurt again if I do this?
Mm.
Um like I said, at that point, I'm like, okay, message received, body, you're done.
Mm. Uh. So at this point, you would be. It's like maybe if some little leaguer wanted like some tips or something like that, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
hmm
about
if
that's about.
Yeah, I would love to be able to. I would love to be able to coach. I think I would enjoy that a lot. Fortunately, not a whole lot of opportunities for that where I'm at.
Mm.
Um, but I think I would like to do that at some point. I would love to be able to pass that pass that knowledge on um, to younger generations, picking up the pads. I think I would like that.
Okay. Then Max, what is your favorite movie? Is it The Mighty Ducks? Yeah,
Surprisingly, no. Though that is a good one. Um,
I had to ask
though
at that
along
point.
no, that's fair. I will give you this. My favorite sports movie is probably Miracle.
Mm.
Um, which if you haven't seen it, very, very good. And it's a
That's
whole like
that's the one where it's
mm,
the hockey team, and it's like during the. Is that the one where it's against the Soviet hockey
yeah,
team?
that's the movie about the 1984 Olympics in
Mm.
Lake Placid and the Americans pulling off the monumental upset over the Soviet Union, which
Mm.
was a really fun watch, like knowing the history behind that
Mm.
and being somebody who the original like Soviet hockey coach Anatoly Tarasov was one of my biggest inspirations. Funny enough,
Mm.
um, but he'd been long gone by that point. But there's a whole lot of like history and backstory that goes into it. And
Mm.
granted, the movie doesn't touch on it, but it does give it a really nice like extra dimension.
Right.
But I think my favorite all time movie would be some of you are going to laugh at this, I know. But I think my favorite all time movie is The Hunt for Red October.
I mean,
Um,
that's a solid movie.
it has like it had no business being as good as it was. Like the cast was so good, the writing was. I could still probably recite most of that movie line for line.
I mean, it's got Tim Curry in it.
Yeah, no, anything with Tim Curry is automatically a bop. Yes, absolutely. But it's like you got Tim Curry, Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, James Earl Jones, um, Stellan Skarsgård was in it.
Hmm.
Um, like it's just loaded from top to bottom.
Wasn't what's his face? The guy who plays Dr. Graham in
Yeah,
Jurassic
yeah, yeah,
Park.
yeah. Sam Neill. Sam Neill's in
Yes,
it
right.
too. Mhm.
Yeah, so
Also really good in that.
hmm,
Yeah, just
it's like a crap ton of like really solid actors in that one.
oh yeah, and everybody doing like really, really well. And like I said, the script was sensational. Everybody acted their tails off, and it came out so good. Um,
Hmm.
and just so many like just classic lines from it that I will always stick in my head. Don't ever go on a submarine tour with me. I will be intolerable.
I was just trying to think if I would even like ever want to go on a submarine. Kind of like thinking of the
Mhm.
I sup
It's
I,
like,
I suppose it's one of those if it's, completely docked and it's a larger one, I guess.
yeah,
If it's cuz
because I think
even
that
then
was,
it's even then it's going to it's going to be cramped as all get out.
yeah, because I've been on a couple of like tours of submarines that were like docked.
Mhm.
One of which was one where they shot some of the movie actually, which I think that was the USS Blueback. I think was where they filmed some of the interior scenes.
Mhm.
And it very quickly cured any desire for me to be in a submarine.
Oh
Very
yeah.
quickly. It is a can. And I'm sure like they do make them like way bigger, of course, but even that was like, yep, not feeling this.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably one of those in any film, like any submarine film where they like want to do like sort of like accurate or whatever. I imagine the actors are like actually getting onto the set. They're probably like, yeah, this would suck.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of the consensus. Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm glad an actor and not working on a submarine.
hmm hmm
Uh, okay, and then what would be your favorite? I'm using the phrase TV series, but at this point it could be
Yeah.
like web series or
hmm
one of those straight to streaming. Favorite episodic meat content thingies.
Yep. I hear you.
I don't know what to call it anymore.
You're all good. So I think my favorite one that was shown like on television was actually a Canadian series called Flashpoint.
Hmm.
Very, very, very good. Very intense. Because the whole it's like about it's about like a Canadian SWAT team, and it's one of those like sort of pseudo procedurals.
Hmm.
Um, but they do it in a way that's like a good chunk of whatever episode is actually showing the time up to whatever crime it was being committed.
Hmm.
So you actually have like the context of what happened and why whoever it was went to this extent.
Hmm.
Um, and I thought it was a really fun thing because like the main character, quote unquote, um, is actually he was a hostage negotiator.
Hmm.
So you'll have a majority of like kind of the really tense scenes are him like trying to talk this other person down.
Hmm.
And it's an angle I really don't see. I never really very rarely ever saw it done anywhere else
Hmm.
where like the goal was always the goal was always a peaceful resolution,
Right.
like every time. Um, like the very first episode um, is like a scene in particular where they have like a sniper in position on a roof,
Hmm.
and he gets the order to like the situation is completely broken down, and somebody gives him the order to take the shot, and he almost hits somebody else. Like somebody dives across to try and
Mm.
stop the guy, and he almost hits them instead. And that moment sticks with him through pretty much the entire series. And I'm like,
Mm.
it's really well thought out. It's really well executed.
Mm.
I was hooked from the word go. Um,
Okay. Then, so what would be your favorite musician or music group?
oh boy, that's a rough one. Because my music taste is all over the place. I listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much good stuff. But I think probably my if I had to do like a top three genres, I really enjoy hard rock.
Hmm.
Um, I actually have a kind of a soft spot for like old school country and bluegrass because that's what I grew up listening to with my grandparents.
Hmm.
Um, and then honestly, if to anything with a piano, I'm pretty much sold.
Mm.
um, I do like R&B. R&B is a big one for me as well. Soul music as well.
Is there any musicians or groups that you like seem to in particular like gravitate towards?
Yeah, there's a couple. So, I guess some of the ones that I keep coming back to are like Icon for Hire, Against the Current, Within Temptation shows up on my playlist a lot.
Mm.
Um, but also stuff like Elton John, Seal, Luther Vandross.
Mm.
Um, love me some Baby Metal. I think that's been a more recent one for me.
Hmm.
Love them. Love the collabs they've been doing with like just about every band under the sun. And
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of like crazy, like
yeah,
interesting, like collaborative just stuff.
hmm
They just like
yeah,
seem
and
to
it's
pop up everywhere.
and they seem to just gel. They seem to gel so good with every group that they like. Every group that they've done stuff with.
Mm.
I just heard actually on my way home from work this morning. I heard a collab they did with Five Finger Death Punch, and I'm like, oh damn it, this one's really good too.
uh, yeah, for my I can give like sequential order on these or whatever.
Hmm.
But like so mine as far as like musician is gonna be first one's gonna be first spot is given to Alice Cooper.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is so much fun. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the only like artists I really like genuinely enjoy seeing interviews of because he's so brilliant.
Yeah. He's just one of those like he's just a very like fun person. Also because a lot of it
Hmm.
just like the time period that like the like staggering amount of people that he ended up
Hmm.
like meeting and talking to and has like weird stories about. Like I'm trying to think. There's one story where I was mentioned where it's I want to say like Liberace,
Oh my god. Okay.
where it's I need to like someone needs to like Google or whatever because to make like so I'm remembering
Mhm.
it right. But uh, it was one of those. It's where like he's meeting Liberace or whatever, and is she like decked out like in his usual. So for those no Liberace, Liberace was like Liberace was a very famous piano player
Mhm.
that was very um that was known for his like very skill also very skilled piano player, but also like super super theatrical.
Yeah,
So
very, very extravagant
yes,
dress. Like,
so like super like just absolutely like flamboyant, which is kind of
mhm.
like crazy considering like the time period that he's active
Oh
is
yeah.
like 50
Oh
is
yeah.
like 50s and kind of like early 60s or whatever. So
Mhm.
he's like the the flamboyant homosexuals that even like the silent generation would be kind of like,
Right.
you're okay.
Like between him and Elton John both. Like if you dressed like Carnival and you could play a piano real good, you were basically
Yeah, you're like, you get a pass, fine.
you're good, buddy.
Eccentric, yeah, that's one way of putting it. But
Yeah.
uh but uh 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 so the story was that he was like, so he's meeting a Liberace,
Hmm.
and so his initial, and he has like small dog with her or whatever, and then so they're talking, and then all of a sudden it's like Liberace's voice like drops, and he like moves the dog over, and he's like, look, and he like changes into like jeans and just like standard thing, and so let's go get a beer.
Oh my
So it's one
god.
of those moments of like, what's like, it's like, wait a minute,
Hold on.
is he doing an active now, or is the other stuff an act? What's going on?
Uh, honestly, if I met Liberace and his first instinct was to dress down, I don't know whether I would be complimented or insulted.
Yeah.
Like it's either a okay, I can take the guard down a little bit, or it's like, oh, this guy's not worth the effort.
Yeah, so that's what this is, whatever. And then there's all the
Mhm.
crazy like, he collaborated with freaking Salvador Dali
Yeah.
like once. And it's just, let's see. Let me Google Alice because I swear I'm not making up
Oh no,
this
I
story or
I
whatever.
believe it 100%.
Although I don't know how to spell Liberace.
I mean, this is the same guy that ate a that it wasn't an actual bat, but he ate a bat. So, Um,
Uh,
oh, here it is. I think I found the story you mean.
oh yeah, you did find it. All right.
I think so anyway. Yeah. Alice Cooper said he met Liberace after one of his shows. Alice said he took off the makeup, put on jeans and cowboy boots and a hat, called his little dog an asshole, and scooted it away with his foot and said, "Come on, guys, let's get a beer."
Yes, I remembered it. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. It's just yeah, crazy. Uh so which actually I so yeah, just the sheer amount of stories that the guy
Hmm.
like has, and then just like it's just one of those people that's like sure is like always a treat as far as like for people that interview him.
Yeah.
So uh
It's
uh,
especially because like from that era of like hard rock and on the hard rock and metal scene.
yeah.
and you know this guy that just acts like an absolute maniac on stage. Um, and then you come out and you talk to him afterwards, and you just end up with one of the most chill, laid back, good natured, eloquent people you could ever meet.
Yeah, I mean that's normal what happens, like I mean not all the time, but a lot of times that's like seems to be the if your on stage persona is like this kind of like crazy
Hmm.
thing or whatever, like when you're off or whatever, it tends to be like this seems to be much more of like grounded, down to earth type of calm
Yeah,
person. Um,
yeah,
but I say that normally also with one because of case there's like some people that would be that are exceptions to this, but also it's keep in mind like I should put it bluntly, the people that survive. So,
yeah,
because I think
yeah,
one of the things that he goes or whatever is like once again, it says that a lot of the issues that you run into is that the divorcing your like who you are as a person, like just in your every
mhm,
off stage and stuff like that, and who you are on stage
yeah.
have to be
I
like very. You realize these are very different people.
yeah, it.
Otherwise, you will
Mhm,
go. You will drink yourself to death.
yeah,
So,
it's yeah,
um, so, uh, uh, and then yeah, my number two is going to be uh, uh, David Bowie, and
mm,
then
mhm.
think gonna go, and then I'll do it like my number three. I think is gonna be Bob Dylan.
Oh, there you go. Okay, okay, fair
So
enough.
uh, now, once I start to move off those three, then we start getting some like interesting like my playlist starts going pop 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 pop.
Oh yeah,
So
I've genuinely had a Spotify playlist of mine. I've genuinely had it go from, I think in the span of 4 or 5 songs, I've had it go from, I think it went from, it was from Baby Metal to Eminem to David Baseball to Tech Nine to Within Temptation.
yeah, sorry.
Welcome to my music taste.
So should go with the character of like, can I count? Can I count the Yakuza slash Like a Dragon soundtracks
Yes,
as an artist?
yes, 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 absolutely, yes.
Ah,
You can't put out bangers en masse like that and not have it be part of the equation. You just can't.
yeah. There's some stuff that they'll do where it's just like, okay, this background track that's playing right now has no business being going
Hmm.
as hard as it currently is.
I, me with the entire Ace Combat series.
Uh, yeah, there's one, the one just flat out like that's literally just like a BGM track for is that's on my playlist is
Hmm.
like is this background track that plays from Yakuza Like a Dragon of like
Hmm.
when you get in the fight with Majima and Seijima,
Hmm.
the thing that tricks in that.
Hmm.
So speaking of, I actually do have my scuff model actually does have a Majima toggle. I don't know
Amazing.
because I don't hold on. I think this should show up. Hold on. Okay, I can switch. Ba-da-ba.
I love that so much. Oh god.
Yeah, I can wear my other stuff with it because, like, on my,
Mhm.
there's the standard, but then there's
Right.
the my Majima toggle. This also does have one of my other favorite games, a toggle of it, where it's a Death Stranding.
No. It's just
Yeah, instead of fetus, it's
that's
a fish.
outstanding.
It's a trike scale goldfish.
Oh my god. So I actually have on my desk, my one of my best friends got this for me, after I played, Yakuza 0
Mm-hmm.
on stream. Um, and he got me it is a rubber duck Majima.
Oh my gosh, I have that.
It's so good. And so I will send him random pictures, like, over time with this and just in various different places around my office or just in my house, and I will send it to him
Yeah.
with the title underneath of Duckjima everywhere.
It's the one by Tubbs, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Mhm.
So yep. We have we're duck twins. Duck twins.
Amazing.
Do do do.
Da-
Bum 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 bum. Uh uh. Then okay. So that does mean later on I can give you a follow-up question. Uh, I don't know if it could follow. But as so along with the music, is there maybe, and you may not have one at all, just
Mhm.
because like somebody as far as like how folks listen to music or whatever, that some I've run into people that just can't really answer this question, which is fine.
Mhm.
Um, but is there a specific music album that maybe is like your favorite, or maybe that like
Mhm.
you just maybe gravitate towards or something like that?
So the one that immediately comes to mind um, is actually the first album I ever bought,
Mm-hmm.
which was Fallout Boy's Infinity on High. That was the first album I ever
Mm.
bought. I still have it to this day. Um, and there was just that was I think because that was when I started like really properly getting into music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think that's the big one. I think the only other one that would come to mind is the first probably game soundtrack I ever had a physical copy of, and that was the soundtrack for Metal Gear Rising.
Oh, nice.
Um, I think it's one of those two would probably be my biggest one.
Yeah, I mean the Metal Gear Rising soundtrack just absolutely is fire. So,
It's so good. It's so good.
uh, I need because I think I would be this. I need like some sort of like soundboard because it's a
Mm,
game soundtrack. So I think I'd be okay. Of like, it's like I need intense boss music thing. Hold on,
right.
cue 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 Red Sun
No, literally, that's my go-to,
or
100%. If I need to get like if I need to get fired up, it's Red Sun. Like I think I've actually done that on karaoke stream before. Yeah, yeah, I have.
I remember once I did like a bit where I was playing. I don't know if you play, but that was that game Dave the Diver.
Oh, yeah, I've had people recommend that to me before. I
Yeah,
haven't gotten around
it's
to it.
it's a neat game. But there's like you do get in things where there's like these kind of like boss battle bits,
Hmm.
in the game or whatever. So it's like, hold on, found and like put on it of a couple like Red Sun or
Hmm.
Rules of Nature or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Okay. Let's see. So we have. I feel like the next couple of questions may get like in depth or whatever, and I don't want to like
Yeah,
have,
that's fine.
and I don't want to have, to like stop mid question thing or whatever. So we're gonna
Hmm.
go ahead and run our ad break.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
So I have it on 3-minute ads, so we don't have to like, so I don't have to deal with pre-roll ads.
Yeah,
Um,
I love doing it that way.
yeah. So we're gonna do that. So once again, if I have my set list of questions, but if anyone in chat has any questions, feel free to uh drop those in chat. Ask. So I'm gonna do that,
Hmm.
and while we are on 3-minute break, I will have words on stream in case you happen to have a sub or Twitch Turbo. But do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. So thank you everyone for your patience. It's much appreciated. Um, okay, so this next we're moving on to like some gaming questions, but what is your
Mhm.
favorite game?
Favorite game of all time is Okami, and it's absolutely no contest.
Mm,
Like from the minute I played it for the first time, it was over. It was over. It is, yeah, without question or shadow of doubt, it is my favorite game I have ever played,
mhm,
and it probably will continue to be. Nothing. The only thing that has ever come close um, to beating it out for that top spot, I think, was probably Horizon Zero Dawn. And even
mm.
then, it's still not close.
Yeah, call me if I'm remembering right. That's the one where it's like where it's the cell shaded and it came out on the PS2 with the dog.
Yes, it's the
So
wolf one with
yeah,
the
the wolf.
the art style based on, like, I think it's Japanese oil paintings, like a
Yeah.
specific style. And it's
Okay.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I was pretty
It
sure that
was
was it, but I just want to make sure.
yeah, it was the first game um that I think it was the first game that ever made me cry, I think,
Mm,
genuinely. Um and it did it twice.
mm,
But that's definitely that's the top one. It was really cool. I played it. I got to play it this last year on stream,
mm,
and it was a really, really cool moment for me
mm,
to get to share my favorite game of all time, to share that with my community who absolutely ate it up.
mm,
Um, that like that touched me in a way that I don't think I really have words for.
mm,
It was a really I people who've been to my streams before, they know I am a very sentimental person by nature.
mm,
That's just kind of how I am. Um, so getting to have that moment with them was really, really special.
mm.
And I'm really, really grateful that I got the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it is one of the. It's like one of the neat experiences where I've done some games like that where it's
Hmm.
uh getting to like share like some games and like revisit games that
Mhm.
um like grew up playing, especially ones that like play a whole like bunch or stuff like that. Um
Mhm.
that I they're always like a really neat experience. One, because it's like, one, just the experience of like going back and revisiting like something, that you haven't played in like 15 years or something like that.
Mhm.
15, 20 years or whatever, but you remember like, oh, I remember bits and pieces of this, and then like I remember I played it like a lot growing up. So then you're,
Yeah.
going back to like re-experience that, and then there's because you're kind of you experience it like on two levels, just even from like
Mhm.
that without the streaming of kind of there's you're playing through it like as you're like remembering, oh, I remember this and stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
kind of more as a so kind of like looking at examining it like kind of through the lens of your own memories, because and then
Yeah.
like but then the other layer was just sort of like as your modern current gamer self, where you're kind
Mhm.
of like, I guess kind of like more like as the I guess would be the more like kind of objective experience of like just kind of like going through this as far as seeing what's how has this held up, how is this doing like good,
Mm.
what's going on, like especially as like how are the gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, you know So
I
and
yeah,
then
like
and it,
genuinely like one of my favorite things when it comes to like playing an old like a game that you played a ton when you
mhm,
were a kid and coming back to it. I love going back and playing like old games that I enjoyed when I was younger, like multiple times through. I love doing that because there's very few things in that experience that give me more joy than like finding something you missed or seeing something you missed in the times that you've done it previously, like maybe like something in a story beat you didn't catch the first time, or like somewhere you didn't bother to go the first time around, but now you want to go check it out. And that experience just continues to expand. Um, expand not only your like understanding of whatever the game is, but like expanding your own appreciation and finding new things in an old game to fall in love with is just an unmatched feeling.
mm, yeah, and then also it's like especially as that's that like third level getting then experience it like as a streamer. So you're like
Hmm.
re-experiencing all this stuff. You're going through this experience, like with your community. So and then for the few things, like one like it was really it's really I'm trying the one that jumps out like thinking of currently is uh Tales of Symphonia, which I played
Oh,
up growing
mhm.
up on like GameCube, because that was like it's like in that Tales of series of
Yeah.
JRPGs, which kind of have like the action. You go into like the battle screen, but it has like you're actually it kind of goes into almost like a fighting type of thing
Mm,
where you go
mhm.
in and you're actually like using the commands and abilities um like live as like the character, and then your other part team members are doing that. You can switch between characters if you want, but you could totally
Mhm.
just play it as your main sword character bashing away at enemies during the stuff. So I mean, obviously you can like pause combat, especially if you need to use an item or something like that. But other than
Right.
that, it's kind of like you know. So and then it gets extra nostalgic because it's just playing with the English dub that I grew up on, and
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know the the voice actors are the main character is voiced by this has the same voice actor as um man, he was in a crap ton of stuff. Well, that's one of the things with VAs. They don't really do a lot of stuff, but especially this one, it
Yeah.
was like very much
Mhm.
a snapshot of like a lot of the big voice actors of that time.
Oh,
But it
mhm.
was the the lead character in that one, Lloyd, is played by is like the voice VA for that one is I don't remember his name, but he does the voice of Robin in Teen Titans.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't realize at the time, but then I was like going through that of like, wait a minute, this voice, thinking about it. But there's another like the other main major character is actually like voiced by the same guy that does voices Liquid Snake. So, because I was going that, I was like, wait a minute. As I was like playing this, I was like, when I was playing it as like a young kobold, I was not Metal Gear pilled yet. So like as an adult, I'm going in there. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this guy's voice. Then I'm like, wait a minute, I remember this guy's voice. What has he been in? Like, wait a minute, is that? Oh my gosh, it is. This paints a lot of my childhood in very different.
Mm. Mhm.
Uh, uh, uh. But since you've played Yakuza games on stream, what's been your favorite Yakuza game you've played?
So The only one I've really played is Zero.
Hmm.
Pretty much all of the other information on it I've gotten from watching my friends play it secondhand. I watched a good chunk of my of one of my best friends playing Yakuza Kiwami. That's been a good time.
Mm.
But he's kept me. I've gotten most of my knowledge of the Yakuza series via osmosis from him.
Okay, yeah.
But I like Zero. It was a good time.
Mm.
I really did enjoy that one.
Do you plan on maybe playing any of the others yourself?
Yeah, I would like to.
Mm.
I don't know if I'd ever do them on stream, but I
Hmm.
definitely would like to give the others in the series a try.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those do end up going on sale quite a bit, and like
Hmm.
very. So it's one of those things that it's like wish list them and then like keep an eye out on them
Right.
because they're going to they definitely get on sale quite a bit, and then like for quite a bit. So um
Yeah, I will definitely have to get to that at some point. But my I'll be real with you. My backlog right now is heinous.
no, I feel that. Um okay, so next, what is your favorite game character?
Oh, there's a lot of good options there. Hmm. So I could honestly name like half a dozen just from Okami. Oh my god. But I think um, Soul from Guilty Gear is a big one for me. I enjoy his character a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Um, there is nothing that I enjoy more than there are very few things I should say that I enjoy more than a grumpy old man with a heart of gold trope.
Mm-hmm.
I eat that up. It's so good. So he's a big one. Definitely. I love the Devil May Cry series as well, and Dante's a really good time. There was one recently that like really stuck out in my head as being really enjoyable. Um, God, what was it? I guess kind of fitting for what I've been doing on the channel lately. Sergeant Johnson from Halo.
Mm. uh Although while you played, though I have to ask, when you were playing Yakuza Zero, who is your favorite character in that one?
Oh, Majima, no contest.
Okay, good.
Like
Uh,
the Mad Dog of Shimano is my boy, and I will
yeah,
die on a hill with him any day.
yeah, my favorite's Majima too. It's like don't get me on, like a lot of the characters are like absolutely phenomenal. Like
Oh
Kiryu's
yeah,
like just
oh yeah,
is like peak, and
yes,
then like
yeah, best
and
himbo, love him.
yeah, and then it's like in the recent like I freaking love Ichiban, who is like kind of been is like the
Mhm.
new sort of like protagonist and like
Okay.
the main line of like the series.
Mhm.
Um, although in the last one, Infinite Wealth, you ended up going between back and forth between Ichiban and Kiryu.
Mhm, mhm,
So, but yeah, but also so if the when they turn into the turn in the to turn-based combat, you've mainly been playing as Ichiban as the protagonist.
mhm.
So, who is a phenomenal character. But yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite's gonna be Majima, which has been experienced because one of the games I'm playing through on stream currently is so there's so in the strange history of Yakuza slash Like a Dragon spin-off games,
Mhm.
there was one for PlayStation 3. So I've been having to do
Uh,
it like through emulator.
oh, okay.
But um they you boys at Ryuga Gotoku Studio really did a
Mm.
so what if zombies attacked? So there is a
All right.
game is called Yakuza Dead Souls in the West, and it I don't know what the title would be. I'm sure it's Ryuga Gotoku. Then
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know whatever what their the same the what if they call it if it's something like Dead Souls in Japanese or whatever or not, but
Mhm.
um it's literally you go back you go like into like you're going between like four different of like big Yakuza characters.
Mhm.
You know, of course Kiryu's one, but
Right.
then there but the one character I'm very happy I'm getting to play as currently is freaking Majima. So literally you're going around I can go around as Majima shooting zombies with a very large military grade shotgun. Oh,
And remember, friends, Yakuza has never been over the top. Promise. Not once.
so sadly it didn't like it kind of like it did not sell that well. And one
Mhm.
person in my chat was saying like one of the reasons apparently was like specifically because of like the fans of this series could not figure out how to do could not figure out how to play like like could wrap their heads around like a basic third person zombie shooter type game.
Why can't I hit the zombie with a bicycle? What is this?
I mean, you can actually.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
You can like pick up stuff or whatever and like you
Mhm.
can like throw it like briefly or whatever, but it's definitely like you're extremely limited on like types of like melee attacks.
Right.
Those are mainly to like get them back so you can like blast them.
Mhm.
Um uh but it's worth looking up. You should just look up like the the cutscenes or whatever with Majima,
Mhm.
especially when it's like when the crap goes down,
Oh my
because
god.
it's great. It literally like starts on like his story or whatever, and because he's like watching a zombie movie on TV, and then a guy runs in. He's like, "Boss, something's going on." He's like, "What are you interrupting?" And then like a bunch of like zombies started biting him, and then he does this whole like look of looks at zombie, looks at the zombie on the TV, looks at the zombie, looks on the zombie on the TV, and then gets this big grin on his face. And it's
I
like,
imagine
yes.
this. My
It's like
moment
this
is
is what I'm
here.
talking about. And just pull zombie goes and then he just pulls out this massive shotgun from who knows where. Maybe keeps it
Outstanding.
under the table or whatever. He starts to blast. It's like he is enjoying this way too much.
I am perfectly content with him enjoying it as much as he would like, especially if he doesn't point that thing at me.
Uh, okay. So then the question would be and this doesn't have to be is like kind of like in general, so it doesn't have to be
Okay.
about games. It could be music, movies, I don't know. Um
Mhm.
but what is something that is overrated and something underrated?
Ooh. Okay. Um. something that's okay. So I think if I'm going to start with if I'm going to start with something I think is overrated, um, this might be like hyper specific, but when I like good playful snarky banter dialogue.
Hmm.
But when it basically turns into nothing but that as some weird way of making the characters like relatable,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like MCU, I'm looking at you. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It takes me out of it more than anything. Like
Well,
it just turns into one of those like it feels like a trying too hard sort of
yeah.
situations. Um, which is a shame, especially because I know I threw shade at the MCU, but there are still some genuinely very good character moments,
Yeah.
and I think it's those that even more so make it feel kind of unnecessary.
Yeah. It makes it. It's one of those. It's sort of to, at the at the risk of sounding pretentious or whatever, where I'm gonna do the thing of if everything sounds snarky, then nothing is snarky.
It's
It's
like,
so it's so it just kind of collapses in on itself.
mhm,
So which makes it like the bits that are like and the snarky, but are like actually like genuinely like well written stuff like that.
yeah,
It just everyone just associates kind of snark with you know bad.
mm. Yeah, it's like, um,
I've run into that in
I,
like and people
when it,
like looking at other media as well, which is kind of like I get it. It's been overused. It's overused heavily by folks, but it's still like, no, this is a good use of it. Stop.
yeah, like it's the if you can get it, if it's in a point where like the back and forth feels natural, then it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But if it isn't, then it just turns into one of those scenes from like a comedy movie where the supposed joke is just a really weird conversation that goes on entirely too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I here? Why is this a thing? You guys
Yeah.
really have nothing better to do right now?
It's when if it's like, if you have like two guys and they're like do, like a quick like back and forth Stark or whatever, which is it's very much like, yeah, that's like okay, yeah, this is just like, like if it's a quick couple going back or whatever, and then like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, me and the boys do that all the time. Then you're like, okay, yeah,
Yep,
that makes
yep.
sense.
But it's
Especially
like, but it's just guys being dudes.
if
Yeah,
it's the whole conversation, then it's like, okay,
yeah.
dial it back a little bit.
Like it's like, okay, scriptwriter, we understand you ran out of ideas. That's fine.
I only know how to write snark now. I don't know how to write
And it's
sincere.
yeah, right. It's like it's not even snark at this point. It's just like really over like going way over the top to make a dialogue exchange feel casual, you know?
Hmm. I
And it
don't
ends
know
up
how
getting
to
like the
be
opposite.
I don't know how to be unironic.
Right. It gets a little, but it goes way too far in the other direction. It still comes out stiff.
Yeah.
Um, I think the other big overrated thing for me, and again, this is going to be a hot take, and I apologize for anybody I'm going to affront by throwing this out there, but I am so tired of post apocalypse fiction. I am
Mm.
sick of it. um, it's like I've very rarely been able to finish any piece of like post apocalypse fiction I've actually like
Mm.
engaged with because it feels like it always boils down to the same thing of comically terrible people doing comically terrible things for literally no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
And these weird like dramatic exchanges that feel really out of place. I, I keep going back. If something in that makes me pull the line from I don't know if any of you have played Gears of War Judgment, you'll probably know this scene. It's like at the very beginning, and when they're like being court-martialed, and there's like a whole thing of like the accused will not question the authority of this tribunal. um, and then immediately one of the characters pipes up with, "So I can't ask you to explain why we're doing this now." If I'm watching like an exchange and I hear like, "Okay, is there any particular reason we're doing this right now? Do we need to do this right now?" It just, yeah, it just bugs me. It drives me crazy, and it feels like it keeps going back to the same tired deal of everybody's a terrible person for reasons that make absolutely no sense. Um, for no other reason than it feels like just, to make to feel like this is a terrible environment, and everybody's awful, and especially, listen, especially if you tell me that the interactions that are happening in that situation are humans at their base nature, I am turning you off. Get out. Get out of my face. Because if that actually was base human nature, we would never would have made it out of the caves.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm off my high
No, that's
horse. I
fine.
promise.
It's kind of like why uh it's kind of like why it's at least like I don't know, while it kind of like Fallout games are pretty
Mhm.
like because they tend to avoid uh like yeah, there's some comically evil like characters or whatever, but a lot of that's like you require cannon fodder as the player.
Yeah,
But
it's like Fallout's really good about it for sure.
because they have like
And
they have a mix of like there's your crazy bandits, but there's basically
mhm,
just those are your bandits for you for things to shoot without feeling bad as the
right.
player. So uh uh you know so at that point it's basically like they're just like they're characters on the same of like level of a rad roach or something like that.
Mhm.
They exist to be shot. That is
Yeah.
your other actual NPCs or whatever that you like interact with or whatever are like, and obviously it's gonna like very like Fallout New Vegas for the win, yo. But uh, seriously, I love Fallout New Vegas, but it's like
Mhm, mhm.
there's like actual like different like characters and stuff like that, and they
Yeah.
have
It
like their varying like motivations, and
mhm.
your your mix of yeah, it's a difficult, obviously it's difficult, and so there are a lot of crazies out there, but
Mhm.
there's also like regular folks like trying to make the best out of a bad situation
Yeah, it's like
and trying to build what they can.
it's because I think that the
They
reason it
may be
doesn't
quirky,
bother,
but they're still
yeah, the reason it doesn't bother me with Fallout nearly as much is because when you do get the like comically evil, um, when you get the comically evil characters, it's self aware.
yeah.
Like it's aware of how ridiculous it is, as opposed to some other places where it'll be played completely straight. And I just,
This is a serious
yeah,
movie, guys. You're supposed to take
I
this 100% seriously.
and I mean, I hate to be throwing bombs, like I hate to be throwing more bombs, but like the biggest offender in that category is The Walking Dead for me. Like
Mm.
that is the that is definitely the biggest like offender when it comes to that level of why I can't stand this kind of thing. Like we're having this like weird like I don't know. It just these don't feel like people. They don't they're not they don't make people decisions.
Yeah. I like there is like so I've been playing. I need to get back into like the second half of it or whatever, but um like so there's the Walking Dead done by like Telltale Games.
Yeah.
So there's there's a lot of like generally like good writing,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
that it does run into like some of that. I think part of that is run into thing because it is Walking Dead, so there's like stuff that's gonna bleed into that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's kind
Hmm.
of like, okay, this makes sense or something like that. But then you do
Yeah.
get into other parts where it's like I would say in general, because some of like the character writing for some characters is like so strong, it's one of
Hmm.
those I'm going to overlook some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
I have
Hmm.
problems with
Hmm.
that, but I'm still locked in because
Right.
of these characters or whatever. But I will say, I not just like spoil thing, but there is this part where it was like, I don't know, part of it was like kind of going in the we need a game, a big choice between characters
Yeah.
or whatever
Hmm.
type thing. So we're gonna like kind of make this or whatever, but of just sort of like there was a bizarre writing thing where I was like, I was spending a lot of time post game, literally like kind of talking it over with chat of like, I'm trying to make sense of this character's
Right.
decisions, thought
Yeah.
process
No,
here.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like over the tiniest things, you will see a character pull a complete 180. And you're just kind of left sitting there like, really? Really?
I will say like so there's a situation where it's there's trying to be a big conflict,
Hmm.
and there's this one character that to prove that this other character is like unhinged and not to be trusted.
Hmm.
I will not say what they do, but they make you think that they did something terrible, maybe
Hmm.
through negligence. So
Hmm.
you could maybe like give them a pass or whatever, it sucks, but also like maybe like at the best like they did something bad due to their own like negligence or like failure or
Right.
something like that. It seemed to be the thing, which of course sets the other person off, which you're in a very high emotional state. They know this,
Hmm.
like everyone is.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, even if it wasn't, if it was anyone else, they might not have like gotten to a fight or whatever, but they
Hmm.
still might have. So definitely a person that's gone through extra lot and is not in a good mental state at the moment is
Hmm.
like, you're gonna get into a fight with this person. Why are you doing? And it's like this
Right.
whole thing or whatever to like pull off this like thing. And so the whole
It's
thought is that the after thing or whatever is sort of like, but then you find no, that was like a ruse to get you like show. So you've maybe like potential like kill this character only to find out no, it was a trick or whatever. And you as like the player, you're thinking, okay, they were trying to show you that this other character can't be trusted or whatever.
mhm.
But then you're trying to play it as like the other character of like you're both like trying to make sense of, but they didn't. But then why did
Yeah.
they? And then you're going,
Yeah.
and the character is going to be like, you basically get the option as where you're is the character you're playing as, where you could just be like, I don't know, bitch is crazy, something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going with that. I mean,
Yeah. Pretty
obviously,
much.
in like a lot of whatever, I know what they're trying to do, but it's one of those. I it's and it was more interesting to look at how other
or like,
players went through
mhm,
that, which a lot of it went to they may sided with that character, but when they got the reveal, they were all like their next decision was deciding that that they can't trust him,
hmm,
which was still like so I don't know, it was bizarre. It gets into that like so I don't it's one of those but because they're specific and I'm bought in completely on like a character,
mhm.
I'll like play the other ones. But it is
It,
one
it,
of those they have run a situation where it's kind of like yeah, I don't think you may maybe one person would have acted like this, but I'm not sure if a whole group of people would have like bought
yeah, like
into
it's
to what this craziness that's going on.
it's one of those things of like, you said something I didn't like during this, like, during this really tense exchange. You said something I really didn't like, so I am going to rat out your entire settlement to these bandits, and they're going to burn it to the ground.
Yeah,
I don't care if it is a post-apocalypse. Normal people do not act like this.
yeah,
Because I mean, like you're saying, there are some that do it really well. Fallout does it particularly well. Metro does an excellent
mhm,
job.
yeah,
Um, that's that's a big one for me. I
yeah,
love the Metro series. They
yeah,
do such a good job of kind of that post-apocalypse environment.
yeah. And it's one of those if you're going like some exchanges that like because a lot of stuff and normally like Walking Dead, Telltale, they go back that like there's been situations where they'll do like more lean in this or whatever of it's
Hmm.
something tragic happens because of a misunderstanding or lack of communication.
Yeah, those bug me. Those bug me a lot.
Well, I would say that it's like that's more at least like it depends on how it's going because that can
Right.
be
Yeah,
if
it's understandable.
it's so if it's um I mean there's like going away from post-apocalyptic or whatever there's a lot of so there's the visual novel series When They Cry slash Higurashi.
Oh my god, Higurashi. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, which I love. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Sorry. Let's just take a second.
Yeah, good. Chat. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. Um, if you haven't already showed Virgil love, definitely go do so. He's great. He's a really good time, and I'm really thankful that he had me on for this. It's fun.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Hi, welcome back.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's like, I mean, that series, I swear, boils down to as far as like, as far as like, you know, trust your friends
Hmm,
type of thing.
yeah,
Um, but because it does run into situations where there's like a number of tragics like unfold because of lack of communication and
hmm,
like misunderstanding and that like leading to
yeah,
a like you're interpreting all these things in this very like negative light and it
yeah,
just keeps on like compounding which is very like I mean that's like just that's a thing that happens just like psychologically or whatever. I mean normally doesn't end up with someone dead, but
yeah,
it can like that can it normally goes into like strained if not broken relationships or that type of and
yeah,
normally
and like,
those type of things and
like I
like
get that 100%. The ones that gripe me in particular are the miscommunications or misunderstandings that are very clearly forced.
oh yeah those okay yeah those would be definitely
Ugh,
if it's a
ugh, hate that.
miscommunication that it understands or whatever or something like okay yeah I could see this happening in this era like pretty
Yeah,
easily um you know so it's I don't know. At that point, it's kind of like with Snark. Once again, is it done like genuinely cleverly and like thought
Hmm.
out, or is it just because you don't know how to write people and
Yeah,
you
it's
need
a.
and
I heard a.
you require dialogue?
I heard a really good analogy for like the different pieces you could bring into like like writing a story or going through a narrative. That was talking about the different kinds of tools that you have available to, progress things and to tell a good story.
Hmm.
Um, and it has less to do with the amount of tools you have in the toolbox and like when you are using them.
Hmm.
Because the analogy, because the description was, I think it was, it's a guy on YouTube, I'm trying to remember his name, Noodle something.
Hmm.
Um, and it was something like, a hammer is a great tool, just not for washing your car.
Right.
It's knowing when to use these different kind of like narrative pieces. Um, I will say, like, when it comes to like something underrated for me,
Hmm.
um, okay, so I have two of these. I have one of them that's a little more straightforward and one that's a little bit more nuanced.
Hmm.
The straightforward one is being self-aware,
Hmm.
and being willing to be silly and lighthearted in something that is normally, a normally serious.
Hmm.
Because I've found in my experience, because I love storytelling, I love narratives and games and movies and just everything. And one of the things I've found I enjoy is that the most enjoyment and the most investment comes in the moments of variation, not in the extremes.
Hmm.
Like when a serious, film or game or whatever gets lighthearted for a minute, that tends to hit harder.
Hmm.
Or or a situation where a normally very silly, lighthearted character suddenly gets very, very serious,
Hmm.
it carries more weight. And it also, I think, shows a lot more depth in more depth in characterization, that they are able to have those variances between emotional extremes. Like,
Hmm.
this is somebody who's normally very silly, but they can be serious and they can be sentimental. Um, it adds a really, really good depth to characters. And I just don't see that done very much. I think a lot of it has to do with like being afraid of not being taken seriously,
Hmm.
which you can't go in with that kind of fear. Like, you can't,
So it would be kind of
because
like, so like an example would be like in Lord of the Rings, which is like general most like fairly like kind of serious like tone or whatever,
mhm,
but like you'll get there's of course the little interactions a lot like between like the hobbits and stuff like that will
mhm,
normally be like something about like, hey, can we get a meal or something like that.
right,
But then there's also
yeah,
even like outside of the hobbits, you have like the little the back and forth throughout the thing of
mhm,
like between Legolas and Gimli, where it's
mhm,
the
mhm,
taking little pot shots. It's like
yeah,
value elf,
mhm.
value dwarf, stuff like that. And then of
Yeah,
course,
the little moments of rivalry, yeah,
yeah, which is of course as that thing goes by, it's very much like it's just more of like the friendship angle that they have.
mhm,
They'll still gun at each other of like as little bars, but it makes it feel very very real more
yeah,
of or
yeah,
whatever, because you're not going to be like it feels a very like real like friendship between two
mhm,
individuals. There's gonna be little
yeah,
bits of like back and forth.
mhm. And just those, having those little like piecemeal character interactions and building a relationship brick by brick, being willing to take that time is everything, and it creates some of the best dynamics. Like an example I'm thinking of is, since we've been talking about Yakuza so much, this is kind of at the forefront of my head, is honestly just Majima himself. When he's very silly, he's very over the top,
Mm.
but when he locks down, it is terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Like, when he gets serious, the whole room stops. Like he's
Yeah.
oh oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Everybody gangster till Majima gets serious.
Yeah, everybody gangsta until Majima stops smiling. And then everybody in the room is like, which limb am I okay with not having when I leave this room?
Okay, and then so what is your favorite word? I should say, what is your favorite non-curse word?
Don't call me out like that. But
That category comes later.
fair enough. Um, hmm, I think like the only word that's popping into my head right now is ostentatious. I don't know. It just makes me smile.
Hmm. Okay, then what is your least favorite word?
Hmm. That's actually a hard one. This might be again. This might be going deep into the like into like introspection.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But maybe.
The word maybe.
Hmm. Like I don't know. It feels like there's where that uncertainty or indifference is just an excuse to not act, to
Hmm.
not do something.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
I can
guess with
see
that
that.
context.
I see
Yeah.
what you're doing. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see where you're saying.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's what this thing. That's like an interesting answer, and that's like one of the things like on this, like enjoy about doing this is kind of like seeing
Hmm.
the answers people have, especially if it's like an interesting
Yeah.
answer. Um. Uh. Okay. Then now, what is your favorite curse word?
I say bitch probably more than I should, honestly. Um, I think a really well, like a well placed shit is really good. Like,
Mhm.
there's just so much variation that you can do. There can be that like silent resign, just shit, or you get like the full like the full throttle one with like the hard T at the end. My chat has heard that one from me many times. It's kind of that just shit. I don't know.
Gamer crash out moments,
Gamer crash out moments. Yes. Yep. 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 Yep.
playing like Dark Souls or something like that. I think I got close to doing that last night. There was like one guy that was
Hmm.
like I was having to fight in like a very specific manner, and I just kept on like getting. Yeah, I
I,
feel that.
I have my crash outs in American Truck Sim. Is that normal? Like two of the biggest things I've had clipped from American Truck Sim is me just absolutely losing it on somebody.
I mean, it's driving. I mean, a lot of people just crash out driving
Hmm.
IRL. Period. So you know.
Yeah. I saw another face cam streamer playing it, and he just has this moment of he just goes God, the AI in here is good. All the same range.
Uh, all right. Next question would be: what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Hmm. So I think I would like to. I think I'd like to work in a. I'd like to work in an aquarium again, but I think more behind the scenes would be
Mm.
kind of because I did a little bit the last time I worked at one. It was a little bit of half and half.
Mm.
But I think I'd like to do more behind the scenes work. I would like that. I think
Did you work primarily saltwater or freshwater?
a little bit of both.
Mm.
I have experience with both,
Mm.
and honestly, I like both. Um,
What was your as someone that keeps species myself, so I
mhm,
have
mhm.
as what was your favorite one? What was your like your some of your favorites at the aquarium?
So, I think my favorites had to be our Autopymas. I loved working with them. They are fascinating. Um, we had a group of I think 4 or 5 of them, and other like bigger aquariums used our facility as what was called a grow out tank.
Mm-hmm.
So we would get them, we would grow them up to be to about probably 6.5 feet.
Right.
At which point we would then take them out, load them up, and send them to a bigger aquarium, bigger facility, so they could get to their full like 8.5 foot size.
Mm. And you said those were
Um,
well, sorry,
Autopyma.
Autopima. Are those the? I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of those. Like, oh yeah, I know those. How was that
Mhm.
spelled again? I
ARAPAIMA.
Arapi.
PAIMA.
Oh, Arapima. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're so fun.
Yeah.
Um, we had we had a black tip reef shark that was afraid of everything. Um, he was a joy. Um, but yeah, I still think the Pimas were probably my favorite to
Mm,
work with. They were definitely the ones that I had a lot of hands-on experience with,
mm,
um, including having to move them out of a grow-out tank and into a container.
mm.
Which, if somebody offered, if you're, because it's a 3 or 4 person job to move one
Oh
because
yeah.
they are huge.
Oh yeah. I would imagine.
Um, and if the first time you're doing it, somebody offers you the tail, don't. That's how you end up on the floor with the wind knocked out of you. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. I could. That's where I feel that's one of those fish where it's like, can I go like in the middle or something?
Yeah, they're a middle one. Or honestly, I would take the head. I would take the head way before I took the tail.
Yeah. I would imagine. There's probably some fish where it's definitely like easier to like just easier to just not get bit, avoid for like
Yeah.
mouth part, as opposed to
Hmm.
like tail, which is just gonna be like that thing's gonna be flapping everywhere. There's
Yeah,
no
because if you
getting
have
around it.
like if you're holding whatever it is from like the right points of control, you will never be near the head. Um, so like one of the actually learned this from fly fishing, funny enough, and was able to translate it into what I did. That generally one of the better ways to hold on to like a bigger fish is to
Mm-hmm.
have your front hand from whatever direction you're facing, have your front hand just behind the pectoral fins,
Mm-hmm.
and then your back hand wrapped around like the base of the tail just before the fins.
Mm.
That gives you a really good like level of control. Um, and what I had to do in one case with a smaller fish was about a 3.5 foot sturgeon.
Mm.
Um, was holding it like that and then kind of tucking it up against my body. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as weird as it sounds, that stability up against a point, it makes them a little bit easier to control.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just kind of like guide them down into the water. And then when they start moving under their own power, you just let the tail go and you're good.
Mm. Yeah, I remember when it's one of the highlights. Well, I wish it was in a very bad spot, and when because I had to keep on moving because I didn't really like was able to get like a super good. But it's um there was a there's an aquarium like near one of the aquariums near me.
Hmm.
Uh, they actually did have an Asian arowana, like one of the red
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause those things are just so gorgeous.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which
Very
is
pretty.
and it's one of those like things that it's like because I know like it's one of those fish or whatever that it's like that I kind of wish like as long as they were like the farm raised ones because I've heard of
Hmm.
like they're bred in like super large numbers in farms like in
Yes.
Southeast
Yeah.
Asia. So it's
Hmm.
kind of one of those fish that as long as you were to like make sure that they would be like farm raised,
Or just ethically sourced. Yeah.
yeah, then it's kind of like that's kind of that's I mean like even that would be like easier than as far as like then that would be like that really shouldn't be an issue as far as like fish trade in like in the state side.
Right.
It seems like I mean honestly
Hmm.
that's even as long as they're farm raised, that's still like that's even feels like way less iffy than like with axolotls. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's kind of one of those things
Yeah.
where it's if you get a if you can get a fish that's like farm raised and like super large quantities, I mean, there's no really
Hmm.
reason why you can just as long as you're not catching it out of the wild, then that's
Hmm.
not you know
Yeah.
so uh because man, those things are can get so
Mm.
gorgeous.
So pretty.
Because I mean, they're even just like this your standard like South American ones, like just they're cool looking,
Hmm.
undeniably,
Yeah.
get big or whatever, but same as some of those reds or whatever, and some of the types of get that they don't even look real, like the
Yeah. They.
pictures of them.
Yeah. The big females, especially. We had about a 5.5, 6 foot female last time I was there,
Mm,
and she colored up beautifully. Like she came out absolutely gorgeous when she matured because like the red orange that would form from like about a third of the way from the tail back,
mm-hmm.
it almost looked like it framed each individual scale as it went back. And it was just so pretty.
Mm. Yeah, they're such gorgeous fish for real.
Hmm.
Oh, did you ever get? I wonder. It's like, did you ever have like fun? I'm because I'm sure y'all had like some different species of like puffer fish of various kinds. Did you? What are your opinions on dealing with puffer fish?
We we had one. We had one. He was I think he was a pineapple pufferfish.
Hmm.
He this Pufferfish are fun because they're such characters. They're so smart
Oh yeah,
and they have just buckets of attitude and it's the best.
I had a pea
Um,
puffer for a while, and that was like such a cool fish.
pea puffers are great. When there would be times when I would be cleaning our main display tank and and I swear to you, this little goober um would like follow my thing back and forth when I would be cleaning the glass from the outside. I had like
Hmm.
one of those like windshield, like one of those car wiper things for your windshield that I would be using.
Right.
And he would be following it, like trying to chase it the whole time. And I'm like, buddy, you can't eat this. But he loved being wherever there was attention.
Yeah, I swear that seems to be like a thing every time. Like I've seen like puffer fish or whatever in
Yep.
like any like big like display one that I've seen like in person or just like
Hmm.
even just on like line or whatever when people do it. They very much like are aware of. They're very self-aware.
They're so smart. They're so smart.
They're very aware of themselves. They they
Hmm.
they
They're
know that.
super smart, super personable.
Or there's like a one, and it's always like interesting like watching them eat,
Hmm.
just because it's like I know it's interesting or whatever. Because I would feed mine snails, just
Yeah.
because
Hmm. That's a good one.
so I had like because I had other tanks, so I had
Right.
another main tank, so of course I had a bunch of you know ram's horns and bladder snails and different
Right.
yeah just
Hmm.
have a large supply of those that can be readily getting in. So here's small whenever, and it's just always like an interesting like
Hmm.
just experience of like putting one in there, then like just watching it scoping out the little helicopter
Hmm.
going around, and then boom.
Yep.
I remember it was like one view of like watching like a large species of like freshwater pufferfish, I think it was, and it's like you could see it eat. You could, you could see and hear it eat when it would like get like clams or whatever,
Hmm. Yep.
and just like even
Hear the
on
crunch.
video, the audible quanf.
Hmm.
It's just
Hmm.
like wow. Uh, yeah, those are so. Uh, um, okay, I got to do another ad break.
Hmm.
So then we'll back and we'll make and I will amp up the speed at which we do this. So I want to because I don't want to
All
take
right.
too much of your time. So
Hmm.
all right, so we're gonna be right back. I will have words on stream. If anyone does have any questions in the chat, please put those so we can do our best to get to those. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Thank you for your patience during our ad break. Um, okay. Wait, did I ask you this question or whatever it was? What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Yeah, that was the one we left off at. Yeah.
Okay, that was my okay, my bad. About to ask
No,
my
you're good.
most
You're good. You're good.
okay, and then okay, so next one, if you had $100 million US to make a movie, what would it be?
Oh, okay. So there's two big ones I would do. So one of my like favorite the books that I've owned was done by Weta Workshop,
Hmm.
and it was basic. It was like it was an encyclopedia of life on. It was based on like the Peter Jackson King Kong movie,
Hmm.
and it was like a documenting thing of like all the different like species of life that was still on Skull Island at the time.
Oh, okay.
I have always wanted to make like a Walking with Dinosaur style documentary on that book and
Oh,
narrate it. That is like, yes, pipe dream right there.
that would be your March of the Penguins.
Yes, correct. Um, I honestly I feel like it would be some kind of documentary. Um,
I just realized there's gonna be
the-
there would be some in the audience that are gonna be like, "What's March of the Penguins?" I'm guessing it's a documentary. Just go along with that, and then I just be like,
mhm, mhm.
I just aged 10 years. Thanks, thank you.
Right. Yeah. I'm fossilizing as we speak. Um, but yeah, it would be probably a documentary on either the ocean or space.
Uh,
Those would be yeah.
hmm, okay, and then so the if you don't have an answer to this question, it's perfectly fine. But who is your waifu and or husbando?
Ooh. Oh, that's okay. There's choices here. I'm gonna have to make decisions. All right. So like the big ones coming to mind, Fang from Final Fantasy 13. Just
Hmm.
yes. Just yes. um I think probably another big one. Um Actually a more recent one. Gemma from Monster Hunter Wilds. 100%. Yep.
Hmm.
And think I think those would kind of be my big ones.
Hmm. Okay. And then right, moving on to specifically streaming type questions.
Mhm.
Uh, what inspired you to get into streaming?
So genuinely, like, so when I was first exposed to like streaming in general, it was actually through VTubing. That was my start. I trusted Twitch about as far as I could. Um, Here we go, favorite curse word. I trusted about as far as I could shit a brick.
Yeah.
Um, but I got extremely lucky with kind of the first community I interacted with. They welcomed me with open arms, created a really good environment, and things just kind of grew from there.
Hmm.
And towards like the latter part of it, I'd been involved with Twitch related stuff for as a community member for about a year at that point.
Hmm.
Um, and I had multiple of them like, hey, you should try doing this. I think you'd be really good at it. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I had like the time investment. I don't know if people are going to like what I do. I don't know if I got the right personality for it. Just the back and forth kind of hemming and hawing over whether I could actually do it,
Hmm.
and getting over my own insecurities and anxieties about trying it out. And what happened was two of my very, very dear friends who are actually now my character designers,
Hmm.
um, got just pulled me into like a group DM on Discord, and they were like, "Listen to me. If we make you a reactive and overlays, will you at least try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, fine." I was I was lightheartedly bullied into it. Um, and I gave it a shot, and I have never looked back since. Um, I absolutely fell in love with it. I have been extremely lucky to be part of so many amazing communities and to have so many wonderful friends and people that I just absolutely love and cherish. Um,
Mm,
I think I have felt genuinely, I think I have felt more loved and supported, like genuinely loved and supported doing this than I have in almost any other area of my life.
mm,
Um, and yeah, I absolutely fell in love with it at that point and never even considered looking back since.
mm.
Easily one of the best. Definitely.
Uh, okay, next question is, so what inspired your design slash theming?
So the big thing is that railroad work kind of runs in my family.
Hmm.
Um, several several folks from, especially from my mom's side of the family, were lifetime railroad workers. My grandpa was a lineman, meaning he would kind of like he would walk the rails and look for like any damage or like warping of the line or anything like that that needed to be reported. And my great grandpa was a signal box
Mm,
engineer. He was electrical engineer working on signal boxes and signals um, for yards. So it very much is in the bloodstream. I've grown up around it my entire life. And it's been a big part of my past, and it's been a big part of who I am as a person. Um, and it wasn't something I saw really very many people doing. And that kind of surprised me. And I'm like, ooh, I could do that. That could be something that could kind of like set me apart. Um, and so I went with the whole theme of being of the engineer of a cross and interdimensional steam locomotive because steam locomotives are just heartbreakingly pretty. They're absolutely gorgeous, and there's a whole
mm. Oh yeah.
well of emotions that are like wrapped up in that same thing that I wanted to carry over into what I did. That sense of, that sense of adventure of all the places you can end up, the places you could go. Um, the that childlike wonder of, you know, the world around you. That is something I very, very deeply wanted to carry into what I did, as far as this platform goes. And yeah, I like the idea of framing it, and I still frame it this way to this day. Kind of framing the like raiding out of a stream as just another stop on this locomotive's trip. Like every other channel's like somebody else's station.
Mm. What when you raid out, have you ever used have you ever used as a raid message crazy train as a raid?
I'm sure I have at some point. I just don't remember.
I'm sorry, that joke was there. Although
No, that's fair. No.
one of my favorite movie jokes actually is train related. Uh,
Mhm.
there's I don't know if you're so, but did you ever see the English dub of the Digimon movie back in the day?
Yep. Hmm.
Okay, so you may know what I'm thinking of. But so there is this bit where tie in his ear like he's like, I managed to get on the internet by using a military satellite, whatever. And
Hmm.
then it's like, oh really? How'd you do that? Oh well, do you know what a semiconductor is? And then Ty's response, a guy who works part time on a train.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's one
Oh
of
my God.
those. Oh, I love the
Oh,
English dub of Digimon. It's so stupid.
it's
It
outstanding.
has some like some
Outstanding.
super stupid, but like it had such it had very brilliant moments.
Hmm.
That's one of those like that's one of those things. Every time I think of that bit, I smile
Hmm.
inside. It lives rent free in my
Yeah,
heart and my soul. That
absolutely.
super stupid joke. Guy who works part time.
Uh, Amazing.
Uh, I was thinking of it just the other day because I like some crafting items. Like it was like semi or it was superconductors.
Superconductor. Yeah.
So it was like my brain immediately went to that. I was very happy.
Hmm.
Uh, okay. Uh, what is your biggest inspiration for streaming?
There's a lot of them. I think the I think my biggest one is the one that got me started, the one that introduced me to the VTubing sphere and to streaming as a whole. Ruby Vox. That was the first stream I ever interacted in, and her community were so
Hmm.
warm and so welcoming to me. Um, and I felt at home right away. Um, and she is still somebody that I very much look up to. But I'm also very happy and kind of humbled to know. Um, but yeah, she's been a huge inspiration for me. And honestly, so many of my very close friends that do this um, inspire me all the time. Um, and I'm so grateful to be surrounded by the absolutely phenomenal people that I have been. I have friends like Geronimo Kiddo, Fironi Ray,
Hmm.
Fairloon, uh, Rosalie Redway, just so many that I absolutely love and cherish, and I've not only known as like fellow content creators and fellow VTubers, but people that have become in a very true form my friends. Um, and I just love Ball to the Moon and back, and they make me every day want to be the best version of whatever the hell it is I'm doing up here I could be.
Hmm. Uh, okay. And how long have you been streaming?
So I just passed my 2 year mark on October 10th of this year.
Hmm. Oh yeah, congratulations. Uh, and then what have you enjoyed most about streaming?
Um, the people are a big part of it. All the people I've gotten to know, both other creators as well as some of my community members. And I think that my favorite part is just being able to create a space for people to just come and hang out.
Hmm.
Just a little place you could be and be surrounded by good people and have fun and laugh and, think about stuff and talk about stuff. And that's one of the things that I love so very much about the community that's kind of formed with me
Hmm.
is that we can have those very, very serious, very grounded conversations about serious topics, and then we can go right back to just being silly and goobering around without any worry. And the fact that we can do that regularly um, is deeply it's something I'm deeply proud of and something I'm deeply humbled by with
Hmm.
my community. But yeah, I definitely think the biggest thing is just being able to create a space where people just hang out and just have fun, and knowing that I can facilitate a a fun, lighthearted, kind, considerate place when it feels like everything outside of these walls is almost addicted to being angry and bitter and cynical, and
Mm.
being able to have that space for people that don't want to live life that way um, is something I take a whole lot of pride in, and something I feel very strongly about with the space that I've made.
Mm. Uh, okay. What's one of you streamed that has had the most psychological or emotional impact on you?
So definitely playing Okami for the first time with
Hmm.
everyone was a big one. Like that is a very, very big piece of myself that I was putting out there for the internet at large to see. And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. That's scary.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that is a scary thing to do, to have that level of vulnerability. I then my community jokes about this too, that I am a deeply sentimental. I'm a very emotional person. I cry very easily. I am moved very, very easily. And yeah, they'll joke about number of times, Callie's gone through a stream without crying, or being sappy days 0. Uh, but being able to like share something that was that deeply rooted with me, and have my community accept it with open arms, and from people who know the game already and love it to pieces, to people that have never experienced it before and their first time interacting with it was me. um, and the one that hit me, I think, the hardest about that was, I looked like, I'm not I don't super focus on numbers. To an extent, I have to, just like anybody else,
Right.
but that's not really something I put a whole lot of emphasis or weight on. But when I took a look at some of the stats and saw, under like the number, I think it was the number 2 Okami streamer in like an English Twitch community, that my name was attached to that. Like it hit me hard.
Mm.
Like that I could be that much at the forefront of a game that I absolutely adore and cherish and love with all my heart. That was that was probably the biggest personal one. Um, the other one is kind of looking back, and of the couple of the charity streams that I've done, and realizing that we had, in like less than a year, we had raised over $1,200 for charity, not including my taking part of YouTuber SummerSlam this year. And that was like, oh my God, that's we did that.
Mm.
And now being able to like look at it was like there was when hurricane relief. I think it was for I think it was for Hurricane Sandy, if I remember right.
Hmm.
And just seeing like how bad things were, and then immediately having the thought in my head that, wait, I can help with this. I could do something to make this better. That that level of empowering is like unmatched. That you can make that much of a difference. That you can make a difference in something you see going on just by saying go, is everything.
And it may have, and one of these may be your that you've mentioned may be your answer for this next question, but what has been the most memorable moment streaming?
The most memorable moment, I think, is I think for me it would have to be kind of my pet project when it comes to streaming, which is the VTuber Football League. Um,
Mm.
is doing that, like, it starting something like that, starting out as a joke, and it turning into literally the most successful thing I have ever streamed.
Mm.
And I think the biggest moment from that was the championship was Oshi Bowl 1 back in April of last year. No, April of this year. Yeah, April of this year. Um, and just having people be that excited for that, something I never thought was gonna, grip gravel, something that people were not gonna be into. And watching these community absolutely fall in love and show up en masse for this. And that championship game was some of the most fun I have had doing streaming in any capacity. Um, yeah, that was definitely the most memorable one for me, was being able to share that, was doing that, and just it being an absolute smash hit.
Okay. Um, and then so what are some streaming goals you have for the future?
Um, I think the biggest one for me is I would like to be able to do this full time.
Mm,
Um, I would love to be able to have that opportunity to keep building this out into something bigger and bigger and bigger, because this is, I mean, I have my work outside of this, but this is the thing that fulfills me. This is the thing that gives me joy, and the thing I pour my passion into. Um, and I would like to see it continue to grow. I'd love to see our community get bigger, um, and to have more fun and do more good stuff. So I'd love to be able to do this full time. Um, I'd like to explore, like, my singing side of things more,
mm-hmm.
because anybody who's been in my streams will tell you I sing all the time, all the time. Um, I've wanted to do covers, but it's weird. I sing all the time, but I'm also extremely self-conscious about my singing voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird dichotomy thing. Um, but I would love to dip more into that. Um, and I think, yeah, just continuing to grow, and um, to make more friends, and to be able to turn this into a living would be a blessing I would not be able to put words to. But I think that would be the loftiest of the goals for sure.
Okay, and then if you could collab with one famous streamer, who would you pick?
There's a few of them that I think would be really, really good. I think my and I never thought, and before this happened, I never thought I would say this, but when I went to Offkai last year,
Mm-hmm.
um, the big VTuber convention in San Jose, um, when I was there last year, I ran into I ran into Cottontail in the wild twice and got to chat with her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would love to get the opportunity to collab with her at some point, because her energy is just infectious.
Mm-hmm.
She is so vibrant and so full throttle and such a good time. I feel like that would be just an absolute blast. Because like I said, her energy is just unmatched.
And then our last question is, what advice would you give to people considering streaming or VTubing?
Biggest piece of advice I would give is take your time, go slow. This is one of those hobbies slash careers where if you try to rush it, you're only going to burn yourself up twice as fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so take your time. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to fail. Um, it's it's one of those things that's like, if you feel like you would enjoy it, give it a shot. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out, and you can figure out what didn't work and what did work, and you can come back at it from another angle. Um, and do it ugly, do it scared. Um, but if people around you believe you can do it, and part of you wants to do it, there's no harm in not trying.
Mm.
Um, but if you want to do this like seriously, like you want to make a career out of this, or you want to make serious gains out of this, and honestly, looking back, I cannot believe I'm in a position that I can say this, but here we are. Um, it's something I learned from my college hockey coach that applies really, really strongly here. Do
Mm.
it right before you do it fast. because you will get so much more out of it if you take your time, if you build your community around you, and you're going to learn a lot about yourself as you do this, and be open to those learning experiences. Um, and like I guess the biggest thing is like just don't be afraid to fail.
Mm,
Um, it's like it was this is the most poignant thing that I've learned. It was something again from college hockey. It was what my college hockey coach taught me, and it is applied to so many things in life. And I feel like it definitely applies here. So if you're considering giving VTubing or streaming a try, I want you to hear me on this. Um, he told me, don't be afraid to fail because you're going to. You're going to fuck up. You're going to fuck up a lot. You're probably going to fuck up a lot in one night. That doesn't matter. Failure does not matter. It's what you do in response to that failure that makes all the difference in the world.
mm.
I don't care if you fail. All I care about is what you're going to do about it afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's some good advice. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, so that concludes our interview. Is there anything, upcoming events or anything that that you would like to let the people know about that they could keep an eye out
Yeah,
for?
yeah. So I think the biggest thing I've got coming up is we've got the regular season finale of the VTuber Football League on Sunday. So this is going to be the last day of like regular stuff before the playoffs happen. Um, but if there's one thing of that you definitely want to catch, you definitely want to tune in for Oshi Bowl 2 on Sunday, December 7th.
Mm,
That's our big championship title game. That's kind of the big thing that I've got coming up, like event wise. Generally, right now I'm collabing a lot of Halo games with friends, and I'm actually going to be collabing later tonight with my friend Captain Convenience. We're going to be playing Halo 4, so I'm looking forward to
mm.
that as well. Um, so yeah, we'd love to see you guys along for the ride if you want to come hang out. But yeah, that's kind of the bigger things that I've got going on that I can talk about anyway. Hee hee. Um, um, but yeah, that's kind of all I got. A big thanks, Virgil, for having me on for this. This was a really good time. I enjoyed
Oh
this.
yeah, it's been a treat. I really appreciate you coming on. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. Anyway, this has been episode 25. I would like once again give a wonderful thanks to our wonderful guest Kelly Kodiak. Kelly Kodiak. It has been an absolute pleasure. So this has been episode 25, and I will see you all next time.